Hey everyone, your designers are here.
I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Sofa Home.
We have tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today. So let's get started.
This is episode 163. Tips for decorating with blue and white.
I love blue and white.
Me too.
I don't.
I know.
So let's dive into decorating with blue and white.
I think blue and white is the most iconic color combination.
Right.
Hands
I love
down.
it. And, when I was
Hands down.
No, when I was growing up, my mom's living room was blue and white. And so when I got married and got a house of my own, I thought, I am so done with blue and white. So I went with, so I kind of went with peach and green and some blue in there also. Well,
peach and green is not an iconic combo.
No, it was peach.
No.
No, it was not. Well, it was peach and blue with a little green, I guess. But
that's not iconic either.
I've done all these colors.
It's getting worse.
I know. I'm not proud.
And you're a decorator?
Well,
hey,
this was when
lady,
I was.
We've all come a long way.
I know.
This is when I was 22 and I was just married.
And foolish.
And silly. Yeah.
Experimental.
Yes, I was experimenting, darling. So now I'm, of course, the last few years heading back to my first loves, the blue and white. And
I thought you were going to say the peach and green.
No.
That was your mother's first love.
No, I liked it, but I was tired of it. I was trying to go my own way.
Off-roading.
That's right.
Yeah, and it didn't go so well.
Mm-hmm. Mama knows best.
I don't know what it is about me and blue. I love to wear blue.
You're so Tuscan,
And for heaven's sakes, you have blue eyes.
I am not Tuscan. I was brought up autumnal, and I remained autumnal for a long time. And now I really, really, really like green. I know we're not talking about green today, but as a pop color, I really like green. And I like the black and the white and my neutrals and stuff. But I can totally appreciate the blue. And I
was wondering what the point was of all of this bashing of blue.
I am drawn to it. I appreciate it. And I do think it has this incredible, classic, iconic look
so beautiful.
That always looks fresh. And think about it. Blue is everywhere. And in like big important places like
skies,
the sky, the ocean,
places,
right? Blue jeans. Talk about iconic, right? We say feeling blue. Then the blue blazer, so classic, and then even blue ink. There's not peach and green ink. There's blue and black ink. It's really a color that is so infused. One of the main colors of our flag. It is just really infused. And I think all of decor, but particularly in American decor.
Now, we should have like God Bless America being played in the background.
I could sing.
As you talk about this. Yes, I agree. It's just blue. There is something so beautiful about blue and white. And we're going to talk today about how to decorate with it and maybe how to make it a little more modern and updated. Because sometimes blue and white can look a little, just a little too cute. Do you know what I'm saying?
Too cute.
Well, yeah, because I think the blue and the white, and then you toss in a little of the sunny yellow. And it's got this country combo feel. But that's not
it feels
what
a little
it needs to be.
Provençal then, yeah.
Well, you can actually update, and this is something I really would like to talk about. The blue and white with the touches of yellow. That's a gorgeous color combination. Way totally overdone. It looks very dated. But depending on the hue and saturation of the blue and the yellow, it can look very, very modern.
Well,
I want to throw in one of my favorite blue shades right now, but it's hard to find. And that is a duck egg blue. So it's got a little bit of green in it.
I was going to say that's not a true blue.
No, it's I'm not allowed to mention it. I thought we were talking about blues and updating it. And not
I
being
didn't
stuck
say
with
anything.
tradition.
I'm just making the comment that that's
think
not
you
a true blue.
I'm going to step back here for a minute. Yeah.
I'm just saying that's not one option. There are lots of different shades of blue, and you can consider perhaps adding the kind of blue to your room that you really like best.
Well, that's so true. But when you do think of the iconic blue-white combo, it's more of that, I don't know, would you call it royalish blue? It's like the true blue, right?
When I think of blue and white in decor, I think of a softer blue and white.
My mind's eye goes to those blue and white porcelain ginger jars and
that is the iconic
gorgeous,
blue and white
gorgeous,
look.
gorgeous.
That's
and
what
that
I see in
is
my head.
The first way that you can add it to a room. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. I think that's
the bell is back. The bell is back.
Most classic way to add it to a room.
Right. And those are timeless pieces, and you can get those anywhere now. You do not have to have a source in the Ming Dynasty to have that sort of vase. You could
have it in the Kmart Dynasty or the Walmart Dynasty.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like when they're, not in my own house, but I like when I see them like sort of like en masse. There's a whole lot of them.
I love that look.
Somehow those, even if you go way beyond the, our favorite number of threes, I think it looks good. But it is very nice just on either side of a mantle. Maybe you just have one, or maybe you have a little combination of, three on either side. Those can really work in beautifully.
And if I ever veer away from neutrals, which, I probably will someday, I'm definitely going right to blue and white.
Well, I'm actually adding a lot of blue.
I know you are.
To my house, and I've gotten these gorgeous fabrics from Calico, and I just made 2 ottoman slip covers, and I'm making some slip covers for my counter in my kitchen, the counter slip covers, the chairs.
Wow. How pretty.
Right. So very fun. Yeah, that's another way that you can add it. So here's another thought I had. If you wanted to kind of stay neutral, if you wanted to go with your whites and creams and oatmeals in your room, what about just doing the blue on the walls?
Yeah.
I think if I did blue on the walls, I would have to put it somewhere in my decor as well.
Right. No, you could do that. But that's one option.
I'm
is
not
to paint
a fan of blue walls.
No, I'm not either, to be honest.
Well, it's another way it can be done. That's all I'm saying.
And here's a lovely way to use blue and white. I love the look, and it's almost a nautical look of that navy blue, not quite navy, and white. But I love lots of white with a little bit of that navy blue. That is such a very modern look to how to use blue and white.
Yeah, you have to be careful about the nautical. Right.
I love nautical, but I think if you use a lot of white with a little blue, it updates it. It's not so...
I'm not a navy person.
Yeah. It's not so... hey, here we are in the Navy, look.
Yeah, if you're going to do Navy, don't have an anchor or anything nearby.
Right? No nautical motifs.
Yeah, no nautical motifs. Unless, you live on Cape Cod and when you look out the window, you see the water and, that's all working for you. I have to say, like, with the blue thing, I don't really like the pale blue walls. I don't think it's doing anything for anybody's complexion.
I have to agree with you.
And then I would just say stay away from the pale yellow and the pale blue combo. I'm picturing there was a bedroom I had once, and we moved into this house and we were doing a lot of work to it. Surprise, surprise. And we just couldn't get to the bedroom yet. And it was painted this very pale blue. So I thought, well, what am I going to do with this? I could just do all white, which, maybe if I was doing that room now, that's what I would do, like whites and neutrals and maybe a grain sack with a blue striped pillow or something like that. But I was like, oh, well, I'll do yellow. That'll be sort of fun because I don't even like blue and yellow, but I'll do it for a little while and I'll have this experience. And I just, that room was so uninspired to me. It just was like, bleh.
It fell flat. Right.
Yeah. It all fell flat
because maybe everything was the same value.
Yes, exactly. Everything was the same value, and then it had like maybe little flowers.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. There was just nothing. It wasn't even calming to me because it was kind of annoying to me, so I didn't like it at all. But I could see, like, Anita, you have talked about doing these studies. If you could had a room that could be like a study, like doing it in navy. navy
well,
blue?
a dark blue. I would do it. Yeah, dark bluish, grayish. Oh, it would be gorgeous.
Yeah. I think that could be stunning. And like wainscoting, like it doesn't have to be white. Maybe in a deep blue, that could be so cool.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be gorgeous.
And then if you did say that in like a powder room something, or like with the white tile, and then if you don't have to have the wainscoting or the beadboard to be the white, do it in the blue, and then work in even some maybe a little black accent, because black really
that's gorgeous.
Creates some great tension in any room, but
and a little bit of drama.
Yes, and a little bit of drama. I think that could be pretty fabulous.
Mm-hmm. I think the key to working with blue and white, the blue, no matter what color blue you use, if you use it, I like to see a little blue and a lot of white. I think that's a more updated look than the other way around. And I like to see or big splashes of a certain blue with a lot of white. I just think it's a little more updated. And here's the key. If you're going to add another color, do not have your blue and your other color be the same color value. It'd be just very flat.
Okay, so what would you suggest?
Well, I would use, you could even use like a cornflower blue with a lot of beautiful white, and I'd add in a little touch of red.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
Yeah, something with a little bit of drama to it. Or like you said, black. I love a saturated blue with a lot of white with a little bit of black. Ugh, it's gorgeous. That's a very upscale look, I think. It's a very sophisticated look.
Yeah, blue and white can, it evokes a lot of imagery, and some of it, you think it's sort of maybe preppy, or maybe it's too summery, but it really doesn't have to be any of those things. You can really use blue and white if that's a color combination that you really enjoy in just about any place and in any type of decorating aesthetic. You could have a mid-century with blue and white.
Oh, gorgeous.
You could do, a French country type of look with the blue and white. And certainly you can pull it off with the farmhouse. Just, you got to really be careful about staying away from anything that looks too country,
too sweet,
cottagey, too sweet. Yeah. Yeah. Because it can definitely go that way depending on what you add in as accessories and the additional color. Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health, potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months.
And I think one of the best places to use blue and white is the bedroom.
Yeah, and
I think blue and white really lends itself to a bedroom.
I
mean, really to almost any room in the house. But I just, when I think of if I want to go a little bit different, I'd use blue and white in a bedroom. Gorgeous, gorgeous.
And the thing with blue and white is you can find a lot of different items with blue and white, lots of different patterns. So I love mixing in, when it's blue and white, I love mixing in lots of patterns in a room that are just blue and white. And I think it's a beautiful look. So you have some things that are white, some things that are blue, and then several pattern things. You can do with stripes, checks, just some other patterns. And it's such a beautiful look.
And just, it is. But just like you were saying, I think Kelly said this, using, blue and white as an accent to your neutrals. As long I'd use pretty saturated blue and white though, is just gorgeous, or a navy or something like that to your neutral color palette is stunning. Now I know when Anita and I took a little trip somewhere and visited a house somewhere, I know I've got to talk about the blue and white.
I mean, it's just never going to end.
No, I'm sorry.
She cannot stop bringing it up.
I know. I can't help it.
Do you see how I never mentioned when we were in Texas together?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. You can. But I'm mentioning the house because
she doesn't care because we were working our patooties off. So
yeah,
you know it, girl.
Well, we were too. But Amy Howard's house, she had in her bedroom, she had lime green wallpaper. Not wallpaper, beautiful, beautiful fabric on her walls.
Wow.
And it was on her bed. And then she had these blue and white ginger jars that, oh gosh, they must have been 3 feet tall.
Wow.
And coming out of the top of them were these, just beautiful tall flowers, but also, I don't know how she did it, but she like planted grass or moss on top of some of these ginger jars.
Oh, wow. So to bring that green around?
Oh,
maybe some ryegrass.
My. That's a gorgeous color combination. And I would never have loved that myself had I not seen it firsthand.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty like, wow. I clearly would have liked to have seen that with my own eyes.
Honey. But I wanted to tell our listeners.
I'm just teasing you guys. But I couldn't live with that in my bedroom. There was just too much color for me for the bedroom,
it was so incredibly stunning. Well, she works with color.
Right.
This is what she does. And it was out of this world. And I could definitely have that whole room transported to my room.
It was gorgeous. I don't mean to pile on, but it was gorgeous.
Jeez. I don't know. Can we move on? I don't even like this color, and now I have to hear this again.
But I'm just saying.
Let's move on to something else. Okay, so here's another look that I like when it's a white, crisp bed quilt, then with the blue and white dust ruffle. Or it could just be like a bed skirt. It doesn't have to be a ruffle. Right. But yeah, it could be a boxy one. But I've seen a gorgeous patterned one that's boxy that would just be stunning with a white.
Or just a navy quilt at the foot of the bed, folded across the bottom. Something like that. So Chris, how easy would that be? So even if you had just if you say you were renting and you just had the white box bedroom, and so do all white bedding and white maybe pillow shams, and then get a fabulous maybe a navy pillow, like a lumbar, and just get a monogram put on it, and then do the blue at the base, and then maybe go to your local, TJ Maxx Dynasty or Home Goods Dynasty, and you can pick up one of those Ming vases for $13.99.
Yeah, the Home Good Dynasty really has a lot of
the Home Good Dynasty. They go back ages and ages, and they're very good at what they do. That's so simple. There you go. Bam. Now you have this fabulous classic blue and white combination, and you've bought 3 things.
And I think I want to go back to address blue and white and yellow. I love blue and white. And I think if you're going to put yellow in, I think a really nice way to do that very judiciously would be a very mustardy, saturated kind of a blue. And I'm sorry, a mustardy yellow with a medium blue.
Oh yeah, like I'm thinking daffodils with those blue, in those blue vases, like
absolutely
saying that sort of thing. Yeah.
Or I think you could even go a little lighter blue with that, but you just want to be so judicious where you stick that beautiful yellow. I just think it has to be very, very, very carefully placed, and it can't be like sunshine yellow. Or big bird yellow. It has to be very like mustardy, very saturated, pretty yellow. And that will look very updated.
Yeah. I think the blue is probably a pretty safe color to decorate with. And maybe that's why, in combination with it being such a classic, that you see it so often. And it really never goes out of style. So if it does kind of
beautiful color, period.
Yeah, if it floats your boat, like blue is, if you flip through House Beautiful, Veranda, any of the lovely magazines we like to look at, and the higher end ones, you're almost inevitably, if you go through a couple of months, you're going to see rooms done with these exact vases we're talking about. They've worked them in, and they work them in sometimes in rooms that are, there's a heck of a lot going on, but somehow because they're so classic and because the color combination is so iconic, it fits in.
I agree with you. I have a book. My sister gave me a book called Blue and White, and Ballard Designs sells it. It is one of my favorite decor books. It's just breathtaking. And it just talks about decorating in blue and white.
Well, here's something that we all enjoy, but we didn't talk about yet. Plates. A beautiful plate rack or plates on the wall in lovely, it could be vintage or not vintage, and a lovely collection of blue and white plates. That is a really nice way to bring that color combination into your house. And it could be, we say plates are not just for the kitchen or the dining room, but you could put them pretty much in any room. Flank a mirror with 3 on either side, or
beautiful.
The only place I think I haven't put a plate is in the bathroom, but I've thought about it.
I think I have. But blue and white plates, the other thing about the blue and white is it's a lot easier to find blue and white plates than some of the other color combinations. So that's something
I have a very, very saturated blue and white floral plate. The flowers are really tiny and they take up the entire.
Is it chinseware?
Yeah, it looks like chinseware, but it's very, very saturated, almost like a flow blue. And I get asked about those more than any other dishes I have. I mean, every time I put them with almost anything, they're so beautiful that.
And are they vintage?
No. They're Home Good Dynasty.
Home Good Dynasty.
Yes, but any
are probably not there now.
Anything I put them with, somebody asks me about them. They go with any color. Blue and white really goes with almost any color.
Well, you know what was interesting? When I did my book and I released my book, to a little give back for the day that I released it, I did a giveaway with a small, and I think it is flow blue. It doesn't have any markings on the bottom, but I was tripped upon this box of these amazing blue little tureens and vases and things. And even though I'm not a blue girl,
I remember that.
Yeah, I couldn't let them slide by. And it was kind of in a nod to one of the arrangements that I did in the book. And I asked everybody to go, to enter, go and take a look at the page where it has all the tutorials and the arrangements I did, and just come back and tell me your favorite. Now, I was fairly certain May, which was peonies and just luscious roses and cabbage roses, and in this beautiful hand painted Bavarian picture. I thought, oh, hands down, everybody's going to like May the best. You know which one came in the best? Was August, and it's in this.
I love that. Was my favorite.
With orange.
Yep.
Every different color of orange. Snapdragons and all different kinds of orange flowers.
That was my favorite. There's nothing more beautiful.
It was beautiful.
And I was so surprised. And then people were so entranced by the blue. Just like you're saying about yours from the Home Good Dynasty. Like, I was like, wow. I was really surprised.
I think blue and orange are complementary colors, and they look stunning together.
Yeah, that one really turned out well, I have to say.
Yes, do say.
It did. It lasted a long time, too, because I took my own tips. And I did enjoy that arrangement for a couple of weeks. It was so pretty. But I don't know if blue and orange is a lot to live with. But if you could, if it was so bold, or you had a lot of white, orange is really fun to mix in with a blue. But you can't have excuse the combination of colors, but you can't have a wilting violet blue. You know what I mean? You can't have like a really pale blue with the orange. You've got to have a blue that really stands up to that orange.
Stand up to that orange and tell it who's boss.
Exactly.
And see here, I think the secret to making those blue colors very updated and modern, I keep saying it, just lots of white and a little bit of something else. Beautiful, beautiful look.
Yeah. Don't make it my boring bedroom that was just pale blue and pale yellow.
Yeah, the pale blue. Well, and if you did a blue wall, if you did paint a wall blue, I definitely would go with a bold color blue and not one of the pale ones. And that's something I grew up with. I think that's why I didn't like blue, was because they had painted the walls this pale blue, and it just
the days of painting your walls those pale blues and pale greens. I
thought it looked washed out and silly.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I would love, but I already have the color palette from my bedroom. But I would have loved to have painted a wall like in a suede type of texture, a suede navy blue.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah,
wouldn't that be just stunning for
again,
a
it's the crisp white trim.
Oh, yes.
Well,
yes.
And another way that you can add blue and white to a room, again, because this is such a popular color combination, it's easy to find accessories with blue and white. So one of the things I suggest, and this is something I have in several rooms of my house, is a blue and white rug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can go with a stripe or more of a different kind of a pattern, but there's so many different patterns, and you can even bring in some rugs that have some additional color in there too.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor, and I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Let's just pop back to that pale blue. You know, I really didn't like that in the bedroom because what happened is exactly what Yvonne pointed out or Anita, is that it was just all the same tonality. Yeah. It was all the same, lack of oomph, in the colors. Yes. So because if people do like blue and you're in your bedroom and maybe you don't want a pow color on the wall, you could certainly do a nice pale, skyish blue, powdery blue on the walls. But then when in the blue and the accessories, pop it out a little bit, do something deeper, do a navy, do a tone of the blue that it takes charge a little bit more than the pale. Because if you find a pale blue bedroom, a lot of people say, oh, that's so relaxing and, it's peaceful.
It's so dull.
It can be dull, but you could jazz it up if you like that. You could definitely jazz it up with, accent pillows in like a navy or some sort of deep saturated blue, or add some black in somehow.
Yeah, I just don't know though. Can I disagree with you, Kelly? Love you.
Of course you can. I don't even like blue. I'm just saying for the people who do like blue.
I just don't think that you can. Now. I just don't think.
What's happened?
I just don't think you can have that light pale, like way in the 80s type of a blue wall and do much with it. I would say this, go with a neutral wall or even a dark taupe wall, because I'll tell you, a gorgeous color combination is neutrals with oatmeals and taupes and browns and a blue.
Well, think about like khaki pants and a blue, shirt or a blue blazer.
But
or
I'm
something
talking
like
maybe maybe a little deeper blue. And that's a lovely look. So I would probably go with a darker taupey wall if I'm doing that, if I'm going to add blue accents, because I think that would be gorgeous.
And that a little way to bring in some blue is if you have white lampshades. So say, take us back to that bedroom I was talking about. Get a little gross grain ribbon, so a nice ribbon with a nice edge on it, and just hot glue it around the bottom of maybe the bottom and the top, or just the bottom of your white lampshade.
That's right.
That could really make it look nice and pop, and
Great
just bring
idea.
the color around a little bit. Also, rattan and wicker looks really nice with blue and white. Again, it gives that more of that summer house feel. So, maybe that's not going to be appropriate for every house in every place or every time of year. But if you have blue and white and it's, it seems appropriate where you live or in the summertime, that might be something that you could add in, and that gives it sort of lightens it up a little bit.
Kelly, that's
makes
the
it more
colors.
casual.
Think about that. That's the colors I was talking about, like adding that brown and things.
Right.
That's a lovely combination. Or I just think of like a tortoise shell something with blue.
Oh,
and,
so
and
nice.
White. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's a gorgeous look.
Yeah. And if you are a vintage lover and sort of, in more of the farmhouse or French country farmhousey look like we are, or most of us are, grain sacks. Real grain sacks often can be found in the blue. If you're like Anita was saying about plates, like they might be a little bit more dear if you're looking for a certain color of plate, but blue, you can probably, it's easy to find and they won't be as expensive. I find with the grain sacks as well, because blue and red were very popular. When I'm looking for black, which I like to use now, I have to pay a little bit more because they're rarer.
Well, that's right. And when I had my online shop, I had red grain sacks, or grain sacks with a red stripe and grain sacks with a blue stripe, and pillows made from the grain sacks. The blue outsold the red, I'd say 3-1.
Wow. Interesting.
Blue's everybody's favorite color. I mean, blue's probably the most favored color in the rainbow.
Even though red is kind of a very traditional French color, the blue just was outshone it. Yeah.
Well, I'm just a renegade. I'm just out on my own.
Yeah.
I'm my thing.
You're on your own island.
I'm on my own non-blue island.
And I'm so surprised, Kelly, that you don't like blue. To decorate, I thought you would be a blue girl. Because you got these beautiful blue eyes and fiery hair.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yes, you do. But if you go into my closet, it's a lot of blacks and grays. But if I have an accent color, it's navy blue. That's so funny. Or I'm drawn to like indigos and things like that. So I like to wear blue. I just don't like to live with it.
It's not a happy color for you to live with like it is.
No, I appreciate it, but it's not my thing.
Well, listen, we've given you a lot of good ideas about decorating with blue and white and how to modernize that iconic blue and white color. But just remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey, everybody. We want to thank you so much for listening to Decorating Tips and Tricks. And we want to make it even easier for you to listen. And it's easier if you subscribe. You just click the subscribe button on our website, www.decoratingtipsandtricks.com, or you can subscribe through Apple Podcast or any of your favorite podcast listeners. When you subscribe, DTT comes free right to you 3 days a week. So until next time.